welcome to your yoga practice. It's the first day of spring, which means this day, no matter what the weather is a symbol of resilience. It is a symbol of our ability to weather dark times, to weather times of uncertainty, to come through to a time of vitality. So let us take today as a symbol for ourselves. In this time of not knowing, in this time of hibernation, to know that there will be a time when we will all be able to come out of that and come back into spring. So find a seat on your mat, make yourself comfortable. Place both hands over your heart. And we'll take 3 cleansing breaths together. So both hands over your heart, close your eyes if you'd like. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. 2 more like that. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. 1 more. Really deep breath in, fill up fully, and then let it all out. Release your hands down to your lap, and then we'll make our way into crocodile pose. So this is full prostration on your belly, hands underneath your forehead. Take your legs a little bit wide. Because we're in this format, you don't have to look at your screen all the time. I'll try to make my instruction really clear, so try to follow the sound of my voice. So forehead onto your hands, and feel the connection of your front body to the earth. Start to develop a rhythm to your breath. Let your inhales and exhales be about the same length. And just let everything in the front of your body soften down into the earth. Let your belly soften. Let your head soften down. Let your legs relax. Let your arms relax. Feel a settling in, a stability, a grounding. And then bend both knees so that your feet are up in the air. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, take both feet over to the right. And as you inhale, bring both feet back up. As you exhale, take both feet to the left. And then keep moving, taking your feet side to side. After the next time you take your feet to the left, bring them back upright and then stretch them back behind you. Bring your legs in about hip-width distance apart and put the tops of your feet on the floor and slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. So again, let those legs be heavy. Let the front of the body be heavy here, even forehead down onto the mat. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. On your next inhale, ripple up into a cobra. So lift your head up and then lift your chest up. This can be low, this can be high. And then as you exhale, ripple back down to the floor, releasing your forehead to the mat, getting grounded. We'll do this again following the breath. Use your inhale to lift up. So gentle lifting up. Opening the chest, opening the belly, and then exhale, regrounding, resettling. 1 more, ripple up to a cobra. And then 1 more, lowering all the way down to your mat. Take a breath in here, and then as you exhale, press back to a child's pose. So widen your knees out, bring your big toes to touch. Stretch your hips back over your heels and reach your hands out in front. So if you have ankle or knee issues, you can bring your hips up a little bit more. You don't have to have
have to have such deep flexion in your knees. Just come into a settled place here, letting your belly nestle down, letting your chest nestle down, and feeling some length in your back. As you're continuing that rhythmic breath, feel it into your back body, feel it into your low back. Feel the inhale open up between the shoulder blades, and feel the exhale let you settle back down to the earth. One more breath in here, and then as you exhale, ripple up to hands and knees. So bring the knees in now, about hip width distance apart, and the hands are under the shoulders. So get really settled. So we've gone from full belly on the earth to part of the front body on the earth to just knees, feet, and hands on the earth, but still feeling that deep sense of connection, of rootedness, of groundedness. Take a breath in here. Exhale, cat pose. Lift your spine up towards the sky. Inhale, cow pose. Take your spine towards the earth and look forward. Keep moving at your breath pace. Exhaling into cat. And inhaling into cow. Wherever you are between cat and cow, now start to get out of that linear pattern and start to move in a more circular way. So you can roll through the rib cage as I'm doing, one way a few times and then the other way. Or you can make figure eights with your shoulders and your hips being the bottom and the top of the eight. Any sort of circular pattern that gets you out of what is normal. Getting into a different way of moving, just exploring in your body here. A couple more breaths to take these circular cat and cow poses, inviting circular motion into your body. And then come into stillness. Take one more breath to feel your connection to the earth, and then we'll start to unplug a little bit more with downward dog. Hands at the top of your mat, feet towards the back, lift your hips up. Stretch your heels towards the earth and your hips up towards the sky. Reach your chest back towards your thighs, and then move your head around a little bit here, bobbing, nodding. Can everybody hear me okay? You can give me a thumbs up if you can, thumbs down if you can't. Great. All right, stay with that downward dog. Up. Pick your heels up and shift both heels over to the left. Inhale, heels to the middle. Exhale, heels to the right. And then keep going side to side. Inhale brings the heels to the middle. Exhale takes them over to the left. Going back and forth. After the next time your heels go to the right, bring them to the center, press them back down into the earth, and then start taking little footsteps, walking your feet forward, stepping all the way up to the front of your mat. Widen your feet out a little bit here, so about outer hip width distance apart, and then hold on to your elbows with your hands, and just fold over your legs. Let your hips reach up, heels reach down.
And then bring your hands to your hips, put a little bend into your knees, and as you inhale, rise up to stand. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment here to feel your connection to the earth, what is steady, what is known, and then take a moment to feel in your heart that there will be a time of moving out of isolation into community. On your next inhale, take both arms up overhead, look up, and then on your exhale, fold down over your legs again. Inhale, lengthen forward halfway. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, draw forward into plank pose, top of a push-up. On your exhale, lower down, chaturanga. You can do that from your knees if you like. Inhale, cobra, or maybe an upward facing dog. And then on your exhale, downward facing dog. Look up at the top of your mat and step, walk, or hop your feet up, fold over your legs. And then inhale, rise back up. Take a little back bend when you get to the top. And then exhale, hands back to your heart. That's Sun Salutation A. We're going to continue using that as a format for our practice, adding different poses in. As you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, fold down. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, take your vinyasa, stepping back to downward dog as we did before, or maybe stepping into plank or chaturanga. Be sure to inhale on your back bend, and then we all meet up in downward dog. As you inhale, take your right leg back and up behind you, bend your knee and twist open, reaching that right foot over to the left. And then inhale, straighten the leg back behind you. Exhale, lunge your foot to the front of your mat and come up to warrior two. I see you there in your warrior two. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, Parshva Konasana, side angle pose. So you can bring your forearm to your thigh or fingertips to the floor. Remember, for your home practice, you can use anything for a prop, anything that will hold your hand up here, you can use. On your inhale, lift back up to warrior two. On your exhale, reverse warrior. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. And then inhale back up to warrior two. Now we're going to go between side angle and reverse warrior using our breath. So take a breath in here. Exhale, side angle pose, your version. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. We're going to stop here. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulders back, slide the hands down a little bit so you make a back bend, keep the chest broad, lean forward towards that right thigh, and then fold right down inside the right thigh. Humble warrior, taking your hands away from your back, letting your head reach down towards the earth. Yes, looking good. Keep the breath steady and even here. And then on your next exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Take your right leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee, twist open again. Open up the front of that hip. And then stretch that right leg straight back behind you. First option is to put your foot back down on the ground. Take a vinyasa here. Second option is to keep that leg lifted. Inhale into one leg plank. Exhale, one leg chaturanga. And then inhale, both feet on the ground for your back bend. And then exhale, downward dog. Bring your feet to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs. And then inhale, rise up. Tiny back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to your heart. Second side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down the middle. Inhale, lengthen forward. Meet me in downward dog. You can decide to take the vinyasa here again, or simply step back to downward dog and hold that pose. Find your breath, find your steadiness, four limbs rooting into the earth. And then inhale, left leg rises up, bend your knee, twist open. Inhale, stretch the leg back behind. And on your exhale, lunge your left foot to the front of your mat. Come up to warrior two. Find your warrior two, settle into it. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, your version of side angle pose. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Inhale up to warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior, and we'll hold a couple of breaths here. Okay, inhale up to warrior two, and now we flow with the breath. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Reach it out, open up the top side body. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, lift up to warrior two. Take your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Make a little back bend here. Draw the shoulders back. Take the hands down. Keep that shape of a back bend. Take a breath in. Exhale, lean forward towards your left leg, and then fold down on the inside of it. Lifting your hands away from your back. Folding over. One more breath in here, and then as you exhale, release your hands down. One leg dog with a twist again. Take your left leg back and up, bend your knee, twist open. And then inhale, stretch your leg back, and take your vinyasa here if you want it. You can take the one leg vinyasa, two leg vinyasa, both feet on the ground, or hold downward dog or child's pose. This is your practice. Remember that we are trying to find that totem of hope that spring brings, that resilience that we know that we can have to carry us through this time. And then from downward dog, bring your feet to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs, and then inhale, rise up. Little back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to your heart. Chair pose. Take your hips down, reach your arms forward, take your gaze up between your hands. One breath in here, and then exhale. Fold over your legs, straighten them out. Inhale, lengthen out halfway. Take your vinyasa again, whatever that means for you. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back and up behind you. Exhale, lunge your foot up to the front of your mat. High crescent pose. Back heel stays lifted. Take both arms up overhead. Maybe sit down into your crescent a little bit as you stretch back through the left heel. Exhale, hands to your heart. Twist around to the right. Bring your left arm across. Tap it down on the outside of your right leg. Take your gaze up past your top elbow. And then inhale, lift back up to high crescent pose. And then we'll set up for triangle. Straighten the front leg, spin the back heel down to the ground, open the arms out front and back. Deep breath in here, and then exhale, reach forward. Right fingers down to the floor, to your block, to whatever's standing in for your block, maybe to your shin, and then roll the top shoulder open. On your next inhale, lift up, reverse triangle, back hand light on the back leg, right arm alongside your ear. Inhale, lift back up, half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So take a breath in to prepare. Carry some hope, some spring with you. As you exhale, come forward into half moon pose. Open up the top shoulder, top hand, reach long through each arm. Garudasana or eagle pose. We're going to keep balancing on that right leg. Lift your torso upright and cross the left leg over the right leg and the left arm under the right arm. Breath in here, and then as you exhale, knees and elbows come together or towards one another, hugging in. Inhale, lift back up, keep the arms crossed, uncross the left leg, step it to the back of your mat, so back to high crescent with the eagle arms. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, take a back bend here, fingertips reaching behind you. Keep what you've got, unlace the arms, open up wide, big breath, and then exhale, hands down, one leg dog, right leg back and up for a one leg flow, two leg flow. You know how it goes. From downward facing dog, inhale. Left leg, back and up behind you. And then exhale, lunge it to the top of your mat, high crescent pose. Back heel is lifted, rise up. Belly drawing in, low ribs pulling down, back heel reaching back, and maybe lower your hips just a little bit here. On your exhale, hands to your heart. One breath in here, and then exhale, twists you to the left. So draw that right arm to the outside of the left leg. Press your hands into one another. If this bothers your wrists, you can make a fist with the bottom hand. Press the top palm into the fist as you rotate around. Stay strong in that back leg. And then inhale, back up to high crescent pose. Exhale, we'll set up for our triangle pose. Back heel down to the ground, a little bend into the front knee, arms stretch forward and back. Deep breath in here, use your exhale. Trikonasana, fingertips to the ground, top arm up to the sky, reaching long through the side bodies. On your next inhale, lift up. Exhale, reverse triangle. Couple of breaths here. Hand is light on the back leg. Front leg is still working. Inhale, lift your torso back upright, and we prepare. We take the groundedness from both feet, that steadiness, to bring ourselves forward into half moon pose. So deep breath in, and then exhale, bend into the front knee, glide forward, land onto left foot and left fingers. Stretch the right leg back behind, right hand up to the sky. Reach out long through each limb. And we'll unplug a little bit more, coming up to eagle pose. Still balancing on the left leg. Cross the right leg on top. and the right arm under the left arm. Feel your resilience. Feel your ability to weather whatever is happening. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, draw knees and elbows together. So squeeze in through your core to help you hold the balance here. And then inhale, lift back upright. Keep the arms in their cross, but uncross the top leg. Take it back to a high crescent stance, and then add a back bend in here with your eagle arms. One breath in, and then as you exhale, unwind, open up, and then exhale, let all of that go. Hands down to the mat. One leg dog. It's your left leg that lifts up as you flow through pose to pose, using breath to carry you, using that consistency of breath to take you from one pose to the next. And then from downward dog, bring your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, hands to your heart. I left out the chair pose on the back end of that flow, so let's put it in now. One chair pose right here. Get low and high at the same time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Straighten the legs and fold. Inhale, lengthen out. I'll meet you in downward dog. In downward dog, inhale, right leg back and up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, pull in. Inhale, stretch it back and up. Exhale, knee to nose, pull in. Inhale, one more time, stretch it back and up. Exhale, knee to nose, pull in. Now shoot your right foot over to the left and spin your left heel down to the ground. Pick up your left hand, take it up into the air, open up your chest. Little back bend right here. Exhale, left hand back down. Take your right leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee, twist open. You have the option here to flip over if you have the room in your room. I see you flipping over, or just hold that one leg dog with a twist. And then inhale, straighten your leg back behind you. This time you're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So both hands under your shoulders. We're going to do 5 push-ups here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend the elbows, get low. As you inhale, straighten the arms, top of a push-up. 4 more. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time, go low. And then inhale, lift up. Now you're going to turn all your toes to the right. So you're on the outer edge of the back foot and take the right hand back behind you. Lower the outer edge of your left leg and left hip down towards the floor. Pull both shoulders back. And then as you inhale, turn back towards the front of your mat and then walk your hands around to the left long side of your mat until you're in a wide leg standing forward bend. You got it. And just fold over here. We'll take a few breaths here. As you inhale, lengthen forward, hands underneath your shoulders. We'll take 6 side lunges here. So we'll bend into the left knee first. So that side lunge can be up high here, hands on the ground, or up here, or the side lunge can get pretty low. You decide. 6 total. So that was 1, and then you take 5 more on your own. Stay a little bit longer on one side if you like. When you finish your 6 Side lunges, return to the forward bend. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, a little back bend here. Draw the shoulders back, slide the hands down, lift the chest up, look up. Let your chest be really the point that's lifting up to the sky. Inhale, back up, triangle pose. Front toes turn forward, arms stretch forward and back. Deep breath in, exhale, reach out, fingertips down, fingertips up, spread across the chest, and we're done with the side. Hands to the ground, one leg dog, right leg lifts as you flow through. One leg dog, two leg flow, child's pose, your choice. Root and ground as much as you need to get that feeling of being able to rise back up. And then bring your feet up to the top of your mat. Fold over both legs. And then inhale, rise up tall, touch palms, exhale, hands to your heart. Second side, inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, stretch forward. I'll see you in downward dog. Inhale, left leg back and up behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. Pull it in tight and high. Inhale, stretch it back and up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg back and up. One more time, inhale, knee to nose. Shoot your left foot over to the right. Spin your right heel down, take your right arm up. Open up here, little back bend. Exhale, right hand back down. You're gonna take that left leg back and up behind you, lift it up high. And then plant it on the outside of your left hand. So you've got your left wrist under your left shoulder. 5 push-ups, take a breath in here. Exhale, bend your elbows, get low. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift up. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. 2 more, get low. Inhale. 1 more, lower down. Inhale, lift up, and then turn all your toes to point to the left. You're on the outer edge of the back foot. You're gonna take that left arm back behind you, and then broaden across your collarbones. Spread open here. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, sweep back towards the front of your mat. Walk your hands around to the right until you're in a wide leg standing forward bend. Couple of breaths here just to fold in. And then inhale, lengthen forward. So your front body is as long as the back body. Plant your right hand down onto the ground or onto a prop if you have one. Take your left hand to your low back. Inhale, stretch your hips back and your chest forward. Exhale, twist around to the left. Lift the left shoulder up, maybe left hand up. If it feels right for you, you can take that left hand into the right hip crease. Whatever degree of twisting there feels right for you. Rotating around through the spine. Good, and then use your inhale to unwind both hands back down to the ground. And we'll take the second side. This time, left hand plants, right hand comes to the low back. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, hips go back, chest goes forward. As you exhale, twist to the right, right shoulder lifts, right hand lifts. Maybe right hand goes into the left hip crease. As you pull yourself around, Yes, that looks beautiful. Just let your breath be full and steady here. And then use an inhale to release, both hands down to the ground. Take a couple of breaths for a deeper forward bend here. Whatever feels good for you, you can take your hands to your ankles or fingers under the outer edges of the feet. Hands to the mat to pull you in. Whatever feels good for you there. Getting a little more length through your back body, backs of the legs, but also back of the spine. And then hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up. All the way up to standing with wide legs. Triangle pose again. So turn the front toes to point forward, open the arms out front and back. Deep breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward, fingers down to the ground, other fingers right up to the sky, broadening across the chest. That's it. And then on your exhale, both hands down to the ground, one leg dog. You can flip over if you have the room, if your body wants it, good. Good, and then come back around to one leg dog, one leg flow, two leg flow. At the end of that, we're gonna meet in a child's pose again, replugging into the earth. Two more breaths, big and full in your child's pose. And then make your way up to hands and knees. Knees hip width again, hands underneath the shoulders. Draw your belly up away from the floor. As you inhale, take your right arm forward, exhale, left leg back. Keep that belly really working here. Take a breath in as you exhale, knee and elbow come together or slide past one another. Inhale, stretch forward and back. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale, stretch forward and back. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, stretch out. Two more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, pull in. And then stretch out. And then lower your hand, lower your knee. Second side, strong into the core. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, right leg back. One breath in here. Exhale, knee and elbow together or past one another. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, pull in. And then inhale, stretch forward and back. Hand down, knee down. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. And then from neutral, downward facing dog. Make sure your hands are at the top of your mat. And then walk your feet in about 3/4 of the way forward on your mat. And then fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. So, still having about 1/4 of your mat out in front of your feet. Take your feet outer hip width distance apart, hands to your heart. We're gonna come down to Malasana, which is a squat. If getting this low doesn't work for you, you can stay up higher here. Just try to keep the chest broad as you stay high. Couple of breaths here, and then start finding that core strength that you were developing in the knee to nose variations we did earlier, in the hand or elbow to knee variations that we just did from all fours, and we're going to Bakasana or crow pose. So plant your hands at the front of your mat. Lift your hips up, lift your heels up. Bend your knees, stretch the knees forward, and then squeeze them onto the outer arms. So you're clamping in here, pulling up through the belly, bending the elbows, leaning forward, picking up one or both feet.
See if you can hold here for a few breaths. If you need to let it go, but see if you can develop that resilience, knowing you have the strength, knowing you have the fortitude to hold. And now take your flow. Either feet down and then step them back to downward dog, or shoot your feet back to chaturanga. We'll meet in downward dog. From downward dog, inhale, plank. We're getting down to the belly. Exhale, lower. Inhale, big upward dog here. And then exhale all the way back down to the floor. Back to crocodile pose. Widen the legs out. Feel the front of the body regrounding. Deep breath in through your nose, and then let it out through your mouth. Bend your right knee. You can reach back with your right hand to grab your foot. It's drawing your heel in towards your hip. If your hand and your foot don't meet, you can use anything. It does not have to be a yoga strap. It can be anything to help you bridge the gap between your hand and your foot to draw in here. And then exhale, release. We'll take the second side. Bend the left knee, reach back with the left hand, grab your foot, draw your heel in. All right, release and stretch your leg back. Take a moment here to get strong again to the front of your body. We've been using this crocodile pose or this full prostration on the earth to plug the front of the body or future into a grounded source, and we're going to need that source to help us as we take bow pose. So bend both knees, core is strong, reach back, grab onto your feet or your ankles. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lift up away from the floor. So do two things with your feet. Press your feet up to the sky and also reach the feet back behind you. And then finally, squeeze between the shoulder blades. Use the muscles at the upper back to help stretch the front body open. Feel the strength you have here, the stamina, the resilience to get through whatever's happening. And then exhale, release down. Back to crocodile pose. Hands under the forehead. Take the legs a little bit wide. Bend your knees so your feet are in the air. And as you exhale, take your feet to the right. As you inhale, bring them back up. Exhale, feet to the left. Inhale up, and then continue side to side. After the next time your feet go to the left, bring them up, stretch them back, and one more time we'll take a child's pose. Even though you can't hear each other, we'll all breathe together. Deep inhale through your nose, let it out through your mouth. Next inhale, come up to hands and knees, and then bring your legs out in front of you. So legs are straight and long out in front. Take your arms up overhead. If it's difficult for you to sit up tall here, if you're rounding in the back, sit on something. It can be a towel, anything to help lift your hips up a little bit. And then exhale, bow forward, reach out towards your feet, maybe past your feet. And fold over, stretching backs of the legs, back of the spine, even the back of the neck. Let your head be heavy here. And then on your next inhale, lift back up. I'm going to turn to face you. You're going to keep your right leg stretched out in front of you. Bend your left knee out to the side. Sole of your left foot on the right inner leg. Take your right hand behind, left arm up, stretch up tall. And then as you exhale, fold out over your straight leg. Take your hand to your ankle, your foot. It can be inside the foot, outside the foot, wherever you can reach. You just want a little bit of a twist and a lot of a forward fold. Use your next inhale to lift back up, and we'll change sides. Bring your left knee up, straighten out the left leg, then the right knee out to the side, sole of the foot along the left inner thigh. Left hand behind you. You push down into that left hand so you can sit up tall. Right arm stretches up. As you exhale, twist a little bit to the left, and then fold out long over your leg. Long, deep, steady breaths here. And then on an inhale, release your pose, lift up. We're going to bend that left knee out to the side until the soles of the feet come together. So you can have the heels in really close to your hips, or you can have them a little farther apart in more of a bigger diamond shape. Whatever feels better for your ankles, your knees, and your hips. Hold on to the bottoms of your shins. Inhale, lift up tall, broaden across your chest. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Trying to reach your heart out past your toes. I don't think that's going to happen for any of us, but we have that action of heart coming forward instead of pulling the heart in, reaching heart forward as we bow over the feet. As you inhale, lift back up, bring your knees up, and we're going to come down to our backs. So however it works for you to come onto your back, roll on down, and then from here, we'll take shoulder stand for an inversion. If you would rather go to a wall and take legs up the wall, you can do that. So legs up the wall would be here, maybe with something under your hips if that feels better for you, or Come with me into shoulder stand. Pressing the back of the head into the floor, hugging the shoulder blades underneath. Take the legs up, press the hands down into the ground. Use a little core strength to lift the hips up. And then hands come to your low back. You walk the hands up the back, reaching the legs up, pressing the back of the head into the floor. If you're in the shoulder stand and it feels appropriate for you, you can move towards plow pose, taking the feet overhead. Maybe toes touch the floor, maybe they don't, not important. We're just trying to get a deep stretch across the whole back body. And then wherever you are in your inversion, let's start to make our way down to the ground from shoulder stand or plow pose. Roll down to the ground. From legs up the wall, bend your knees, start to take your legs down, and we'll make our way onto our backs. No rush, but when you're on your back, stretch your arms overhead, reach your toes in the opposite direction, lengthen out front and back. Take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, circle your arms out along the floor. When your hands get down to your hips, hug your knees in. Take a few rocks across your back. Settling into the back body now. Preparing for Shavasana or corpse pose. When you feel ready, stretch both legs out long. Turn your palms up to the sky. And we'll breathe together once again. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. 2 more. Deep breath in, full breath out. Last one is your deepest inhale. And let everything go. Soften down through the back of your head. Soften through the back of your neck. Backs of your shoulders, down through your arms and the backs of your hands. Soften all along the back, from the shoulders, upper back, mid back, low back, hips. Soften down through the backs of your legs and even soften the soles of your feet. Feel the rhythmic pulse of your heart and your breath. And know that you are pulsing with everybody, even though we're not in a room together. We are each of us in this state of tapping into our resilience, using the symbol of spring to help us hold hope in our hearts for a time when we will move out of isolation into full vitality. Rest here for a few more breaths.
Lengthen your breath out a little bit, using a longer breath to start to reawaken you. Begin to wave your fingers like the roots underneath the earth, coming to life in spring. Wave your toes, roll your wrist one way and then the other. Roll your ankles one way and then the other. Stretch your arms above your head, reach your legs long once again, grow your body out. And as you exhale, bend your knees, roll to your side. Take a moment here to feel gratitude for all of those around you who support you, all of those who are working to help bring us out of this time of pandemic, all of those who are in need and need a little bit of our help now. And then on an exhale, come up to a seat and close your eyes. Join your hands together in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra. I hope as you go through your day, you're able to hold on to this symbol of spring. You're able to tap into your stores of resilience, knowing that we will come into a time of vitality together. Namaste.